Hi, my name is Chilam and today I'm going to review my favorite book, Room. So let's get started. This is the table of content and there are three parts. The first part is the introduction, so I'm gonna introduce about the book, such as the author, the origin, etc. The second part is the book content, and the last part are lessons. Room was written by an Irish author named Emma Donoghue. It was turned into a movie in 2015. The story followed Jack's journey to integrate into society with his mother after being confined in a small room for many years. This story is based on a true case about a woman named Joseph Riz who was locked up and raped by her father for 24 years. And there are three main characters in the book. The first one is Jack, a boy who was locked up for 5 years. The second one is Joe, Jack's mom, who was locked up for 7 years. And Onik, a kidnapper, a creep or something like that. So, the book is told entirely through the perspective of a 5-year-old boy named Jack. According to Jack, the story starts quite ordinary, but gradually, reader will feel the strange thing in their life. They stay in the same place from morning to night. The living space of both is extremely small. Jack's world is only encapsulated in a single room. The room was dark. Everything outside of it existed only on the television. Jack's ma tried to tell him the situation which they are facing now. Ma was kidnapped by a creep called Onik in her way to college. Although she explained to Jack many times, tell him that outside the room there are real humans, nature, and organisms, Jack didn't believe, and he even got angry with her because in the mind of that 5-year-old boy, everything that existed in the TV. But then he calmed down and begged Joe to tell him more about the life outside. After listening carefully, he seemed curious and wanted to get out of the room. For a sudden, Joe came up with an idea, pretending Jack was sick and let Onik drove him to the hospital, and she will write a SOS letter for Jack to give to the first doctor he saw. But unfortunately, everything was unexpected. Onik did come that day, but he ran away when he saw Jack and refused to let him go to the hospital. After the first plan unsuccessful, Joe thought about another plan, which is very audacious and difficult, pretending Jack was dead. Onik came that night, brought some medicines for Jack, but he saw Joe was crying, explaining that Jack was dead and don't let him touch Jack. Onik's mind was disheveled that time, so he obeyed every rule Joe said and drove Jack to bury him. That plan did work. At the third stop, Jack jumped out of the van and shouted for help. Luckily, there was a man nearby. Onik was faster. He caught Jack up to the van, but the man threatened that he will call the police, so Onik threw Jack away and escaped. The man was kind, and he called the police for Jack. It was the first time Jack talked to a stranger, so he was very shy. After a few minutes, Jack provided some important information so they can find that room. At the end, the life got better and better. Jack became an open boy and he could communicate with lots of people. Joe bought a new flat and independent living apartment, and I hope they will live happily forever. For the last part, lesson through the book. The book helped reader understand a mother's love. It will always remain the same. It's strong enough and big enough to overcome anything standing in the way of their children's happiness. After reading the book, the most important lesson that author wanted to give us is love. One of the most impressive passages expressing who she is most clearly is when she affirmed, Jack is nobody but mine. They still believe in life and have a dream to live. It burns in their hearts forever. Because of that, they can't think of the audacious plan, can't think of escape. So the last word I want to tell you all who have watched all of my presentation are, thank you for watching! Yay!